Well, hello everyone. So, due to some family stuff, we got to switch gears a little bit. Ian and I were going to do some BattleTech skirmish one-on-one, which hopefully we will do another time. But I had a couple things ready to go just in case, and I need to do some mapping. It's been a while since I've done a map stream, so I thought I could give that a whirl. I've got a few project ideas that I want to work on. So yeah, that's Plan B. Family stuff happens. Uh, we've all got families. Those of us who most of us streaming. So when things happen, we just kind of got to roll with it. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing some mapping, and feel free to ask me questions and hang out. Now, so it's been quite a while, actually, I think, since I have done one of these. I'm gonna make some donjons. We've got a couple things coming up that I want to make some dungeons for. I'm just gonna move my camera a little bit. There, so I'm down a little bit. I think that'll be better. Cool. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna make a dungeon. And if you jump in chat and you have any ideas for what I should make as I go along, what I should add, feel free to chime in. Just getting my settings ready to go here. Maybe we'll do a BattleTech skirmish another time. It's a really fun game. I know Ian plays it. I don't know if anybody else has ever played it. Not the TTRPG. Although I think it's based on it. It's the same system, but the rights for the game were a different company. And the game actually hasn't been supported in a couple years, so there hasn't been anything added to it. And the multiplayer actually was never really fully developed. There was kind of a workaround mod that the company themselves put out to let people do multiplayer skirmish. So that's what Ian and I tested out, and we were going to do. We'll do that. We'll do that another time. But let's make a donjon. So as always, the program that I use is Campaign Cartographer 3. 3 Plus. And I usually some I'll do some adding effects in another program after. I have Corel Paint Shop Pro, I think it's called, the Corel Paint Shop, and I'll add effects or lighting changes afterwards often. But this is what I use. So I kind of want to get back to just making some classic dungeons. It's always good to have some files just to fall back on as needed. I'm trying to think of what I did on these streams before. I know I've done a tomb. I think we worked a little bit on Jordan's tower one time. I actually made this a lot bigger than I wanted to, but it's okay. I can work with that. So I'm thinking maybe like classic dungeon crawl kind of space. So something that doesn't necessarily serve a functional purpose in the sense of a tomb or something like that, where you kind of know why it exists. I know it's. I'm actually gonna be breaking one of the rules of dungeon making. Is always have a purpose. What was this place designed for? But I think it's safe to say that there's probably dungeons that exist for no other reason than the fact that some crazy wizard was just like, "Hey, I want to make a crazy dungeon, and I'm gonna trap people in it just for fun. Why not?" So let's start with kind of a basic chamber up here. We can have some stairs that go in there. Of course, my mouse is giving me some issues. All right, so we'll have basic entry. Okay, what's going on with us here? Just my middle button isn't working that well for me. Let's have a couple of offshoots. Make it kind of interesting like that. So our unfortunate adventurers or fortunate, I suppose. Come adventuring downstairs and they find the dungeon. But they don't know what to do with it. Dungeons need walls. Usually. Oh, I gotta take that effect off. I gotta say, some of the default effects on certain sheets, like walls with the beveling on here, I really don't like it. Yeah, see, that's a lot better. I'll play around with it a little bit more, but I'm not sure why it's the default. I guess some people like beveled walls. I'm not one of those people. All right, big giant room. That's pretty good. Now, seeing as this is underground, there will of course be natural features, so I'm going to add a big old underground river that'll kind of intersect this map. And then we will I'll build around it or through it. I always find that's the kind of thing that makes dungeons interesting, is when there's features, there's something there. Caverns, rivers, natural hazards or obstacles that need to be, first of all, built around and then navigated for exploration as well. So we have the river. Maybe there'll be some offshoots as well. Let's see. A little stream that's flowing into this larger river. Another one over here. Let's make this grid a little bit more transparent in the meantime. There we go. All right. Decent start. This pathway, this hallway is probably going to go all the way up to our river there. Main hallway. Perhaps even come right to the edge of it. It could be a bridge that was there at one point. Sorry, this background texture is bugging me. Need to look like darker bedrock kind of. There we go. So yeah, you know what, since it's fresh in my mind, let's do exactly that. We'll add this bridge. That was put in place and then broke. Has been left. Abandoned. Of course, we'll have the other side. It's sticking out a bit. Yeah, that's gonna go over the water. I better move the water layer there. Maybe the water broke that wall down there too, and we've got a partial bridge. And then right in the middle, Part of it's still just kind of hanging out there, waiting to be traversed. I'll add some debris to it later on. Alright, so what's up with this chamber up here? Probably some kind of side chamber. Maybe incorporating this smaller stream here. Our crazy wizard. Dug a canal. It's important to have sources of fresh water. And so we've got this canal leading to a small pool. Like so. Yeah, that works. And we'll add a secret passageway for good measure. Always gotta have some of those. All right. I'm kind of thinking of switching gears a bit here on this, even as I'm right in the midst of building this. I'm almost thinking temple. Like underground temple for some crazy cult. Yeah. It's kind of giving me that vibe with just some of the shaping of it here. You've got your main entry foyer, or sort of the outer chapel where only certain people are allowed to go, back into the depths of the true temple. And so up front, I'll just have kind of a main area with a big old giant statue. Good old lectern. Something like that. Yeah, that works. Maybe some big old giant braziers here. Give the place some light. Smoke's going the wrong way. I see what I did. It's not quite the middle. That's okay. Julian Professor, best viewers on. Yeah, okay. Banhammer, bye-bye. Always fun getting spam views. All right. So now this is going to shape up a bit. So we got our main chapel. We'll come down into, which would make this back room some sort of maybe like a purification chamber, which is where the water comes into play. Couple of altars. And bookcases for Des books. Closet, dressing table. Big old carpet. And we'll put in a fireplace. Don't ask where the smoke goes, it's magic. And that will be the secret passage through the fireplace for the priests to go back into the inner chambers of the temple. I'm starting to think now. This is probably even a separated area. Something like that. I think that works. Yeah. So you got your base level cultists. They come down. And they can kind of enter this main chapel area. And then they would probably have some sort of common room. You know, for their brunches. These are the ones who think they know what's really going on. But really don't. They've been duped into tithing their money. Only the bottom level of the pyramid scheme, you know. Don't have access to the higher levels of crazy that's going on in this cult. But they'll have a common eating or hanging out area back in here. Mm-hmm. Where did my fireplace go? Can't find my own fireplaces. Oh, there it is. Didn't see it. I think it's get cold underground. So I'll have a couple of hearths to liven the place up, as one does. And you know what? Let's just make this a full-on pub-style bar or something here. So it'll be something like that. Door into the kitchen's there. We'll put the water closet there. We'll give them a small kitchen. And over here, yeah. So the higher ups will have their own private area and they can kind of spy through. I think that works pretty good. I'm gonna finish walling this area off now. And then we'll do over here as well. Like so. Mm-hmm. All right. We've got a couple of secret door areas. This will kind of be like a secret door as well, I guess, behind that fireplace. That probably makes sense. It should be in this antechamber here. Maybe some more benches. Benches and tables. Oh yeah. Bathroom needs a door. Not too useful with that one. Some chamber pots. I'll need not a cauldron. I thought there was a bucket that had water in it. We use this as just some water there. All right, I can see how this is starting to come together here. So that bridge is broken. Still gotta be a way to the other side of the river. Probably more than one way. You're going to have sort of multiple narrower corridors heading off into all these secret areas. I feel like this room needs another secret area. Maybe like a secret vault area where where they keep their hidden goods hidden off in the background there. They're super valuable treasures. They've been scamming the low-level peons into donating. So that's where they end up storing it all. That's a pretty decent basic dungeon so far, I think. Could probably fill in that area some point, but I'll leave that for now. This is the kitchen. There'll probably be some storage. Something like that. Yeah. And they probably want access to the river too, so. Get their clean water from. Do that. It's gonna be a normal doored off area because it's attached to the kitchens. Yeah. So we've got main, chapel, entryway, sort of commons, general commons area in here, bathroom, kitchen, storage. Got the priest's quarters back in here. Some other private room in there. And then these are the hallways and tunnels that'll lead back into the more nefarious depths. What lies beneath? I feel like with this bridge being not functional, or even when it was, you want to have more than one way. to get around. So what if you had a secret passage going up above the river? I'll do that by using a different floors layer. Maybe something a little bit more generic in texture. Take away the glow. Gray it out a bit. Okay. Ladders? Maybe not ladders, maybe stairs. Those cut off, so that actually works perfect. Looks like it's a secret walkway on a different level, secret passage. I can probably do that down there as well, a different level.
What do you mean you don't feel safe? Doesn't make any sense. You're in the same spot. Okay, but that's not changing. What do you want me to do? It's only for 2 days. You'll be fine.
All right, let's pick one more area. Back in here. Yeah. Maximize their space. Do a single stone door there. Got some doorways around here. There we go. Okay, so we got upper corner. Looking pretty good. Let's figure out what's going on with this all the way over here. I'm thinking that the water has broken through the wall here, which is why it's flowing out. So I'll use a water contour level layer to do an overlay of water. Just to show that there's some water. leaking in. And then we can bust up this wall a little bit here. Something like that. It's a bit of a gap in it there. Yeah, visitor. Hi. Yeah. Say hi, Remy. Yeah. You cute? So that takes care of that sort of bridge. And we've got these two areas linking up. Like so. That works. Decided that I don't like this river or that stream, the way that it joins. I want to edit this one over here too. Make it a little bigger area that's coming to that. Whoops. I've still got it on the wrong sheet. I've got it on contours. Need to go back to water. Under the floor level. Okay, so the thing about rivers and streams is that they don't split. Anytime there's a split, it's because that is a smaller stream that's joining a larger one. So where they join, the angle needs to look like it's going the right way. So I've got this river flowing sort of that way. So from the bottom of the map to the top. So these side streams are flowing, which means I gotta change this one a bit too. I'll just widen where it joins a bit. That works. Okay, that looks a bit more. Yeah, how it joins there, I think makes more sense than what I had before. There's probably another secret path. These guys are gonna want to have lots of ways to get across the river. So I would have to use that bridge even when it was intact. I think to me that makes sense. Multiple paths. Again, we'll start with this here. I'm going to go to our raised floor. Create our transparent walkway up above. The stairs on this one are going to be tricky. Well, I guess this still works if they're going right, kind of right from inside the wall there. Yeah, that still works. All right, so we got the main way to get across this bridge, which has been taken out. There's these other side passages that go up and over. However, what if this one had a hole where it partially collapsed as well? So it goes up above the river, at least it's supposed to. But, mon Dieu, something happened to it. Okay, so what I can do here is my dropper for a like tool, which changes all my parameters to make I can kind of go freeform and it'll match that. And then I'm going to use the fractal poly tool. And with the fractal poly tool, so I can straighten out the edges. And then greatly increase the fractal pattern on here. I want it to look like a natural decay. That. There. And then down in the water below, you've got signs that something up above has collapsed. I like that. Perfect. So anybody coming in exploring, there's multiple ways to get around. To navigate through here, you've got lots of different doorways you can take. There's secret entrances. You've got 1, 2, 3 ways across the river. You can get into the river itself and use it to navigate using this pool here, using the kitchen area, going from the bridge here. There's different ways to get around, so the more open it is, the better, I think. Makes it more interesting to explore. And confusing. So you can get lost. I think that's kind of the point. All right, so this river. I don't want there to be a chamber that's got a bridge, intact bridge in it. Or maybe even just like no, there'll be a chamber that is cut off, that's been bisected by that. This floor has crumbled out. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, so coming from this secret passage here, or side passage. Gonna have a couple of different ways to go. So I'll do the same thing using the fractal editor. On this chamber. I'll make it a fairly large chamber. And it has been split by this river. So the first thing we'll do is we'll trace right along this part. Take snap off and increase our fractals. I want this to be pretty rounded. Less jagged and more kind of worn. It's just crumpled. So if I really increase the depth and strength of the fractals, then it becomes almost, I wouldn't call it round, but rounder. Straighten it back out. Yeah, see, that's the look I'm going for. See, it looks like it's more of like a torn as opposed to cracked. That's what I want. It's the same thing on reverse side. I'm going to trace along there. Take off snap and up to depth. And I'm going to somewhat mirror part of it. Part of the opposite side. Maybe bring it pretty close in one spot here. Just to really show the danger and show that it was at one point connected. But this floor has just worn away as the water eroded the supporting stone beneath it, or dirt or whatever, and it started to take away from the tiles on top as well. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Now what I can do with this, I want these edges to be darker. I might need to edit yeah, that's what I want to do. So I'm just going to flip the glow effect on my floor level. I'm going to decrease the blur radius and increase the strength, so it looks like it's raised there. It's got see, now it's got that look of a drop, a bit of a drop to the water sitting below it. And then I can actually add a second one. Below it to add a little bit more blurred darkness so that you've got that shadow effect in there. This is one thing that took me time to figure out with playing with these effects, is how to layer the glow effects to really get sort of multiple layers of depth. Okay. And I might even try to give a bit of a inside fade effect. To show where the tiles have been weathered down a bit. Now this is going to apply to the edge of this floor, that's okay. So if you can see there, I'll zoom in a second. But what that inner glow has done, just kind of fade out, blur out the tiles on the edge here to make it look look like it's been worn away. Because it's really that worn look that I'm going for. And I think that worked well. Yeah. So we have the shadow there, so the floor is still casting that shadow down. So I wanted to make clear that the water below there, it's not right level with the floor. But there's actually a bit of a drop to it. When you look down, you can see that there's water running underneath it. How's that? Pretty good. Okay, and that creates yet another way to navigate, because depending on the flow, be a bit of a flow in there, so there'll be drops in there, and you get to carry downstream, or use it to swim upstream to come up through the floor of this room. I can picture that. All right, I can have this main hall continue on, and what we need is the inner chapel. So we got the first one up front, which is sort of the commoners, right? The low level cultists. That's where they get to go. But then you have the deeper chamber within. So that's where this is going to lead. And I'm going to break from the straight I think
Off.
I want a curving walkway. And so the way that I can do that is with the arc tool. So I've just copied the parameters of this floor. And I set the width to 5 because each one of these squares is 5. And what I'll do, let's see. I'll have it break off. Kind of what I want, but not quite how I want it. Something more like that. So I have some misdirection so that this looks like it's going the way that you want it to, but it's not. The real way to get in is through this other side area. I'll put a wall there. I want to add a curve to the other end of this room as well. Maybe just do some angles. Six. Yeah, 12. Okay, so let's come to there eventually. Like that. There. Like that. There we go. That's giving off some chapel vibes, right? I think so. And behind it, that area closed off. And I could do a bigger arcing pathway. Arching pathway, whatever you want to call it. Gonna lead over there. I can fix that little gap there easily enough. Like so. Probably be another secret or side passage off to the side there. Like some sort of antechamber over here. Like a summoning room. Something along those lines. All right, that's looking good. Yeah, I'm gonna make that a secret passage. At least on that side. Same down here. This will be. Oh, that will be secret. Like that. Closed off. Now the walls for the arch, I'm gonna have to play with that to get that exactly the way I want it. So basically, I have to do the same thing I did with the floor, but with the wall. So I need to hide everything but my walls for a second. Get the right width of that. And then use my arc tool. This is where it gets a little bit tricky to match it up exactly. That's pretty close. Not exactly how I want it. So I'll take snap off and kind of, yeah, it's up there that's joining in a strange spot. So I need to eyeball it a bit here. Uh, it's not working the way I want it. So I'm going to straighten the end of it. I'm going to try and do it this way. There we go. That's better. This one should work with that part that I added at the end there. There we go. C'est bon. Okay, and the bottom one should be easier because it's just one big old arch. From there to there. As long as I match it up, it should work. Oh. Yeah, okay. Take that guy out for now. So I'll have to use the snipping tool on the lower portion here, since that cuts across. Or I could, or, well, let's see, let's add this other wall and let's see what it looks like. I'm just gonna cut in a bit there, but I'll take a snap. Yeah, see, then it does something weird with that door at an angle. I don't really want it on that angle. So I'm going to use the snip tool. So again, I'll hide everything but the walls and the grid. And this, or break tool, I guess. And I'm going to break it between there and there. And then it's got that little disconnect between the wall there, but I can fix that easily enough. As long as I get it right. Like so. And same up here, I can just snap and snap. That's that. And then what I'll do is I add that wall there so the door can go in that spot. I get weird about my doors, and they're on a weird angle sometimes. I don't like it. Okay. Almost got this general area all filled out. I think that's all I'm gonna do. For today, I'm gonna kind of map this area out. And a couple more chambers down here. And that'll be it. And if I do another one of these in the near future, can fill it up more, or I'll just fill it out on my own time. Some other time. These will probably end up being the actual dungeons here, the cells. That's kind of what I'm envisioning as I'm mapping this part out. And then one more passageway with the wall there. That'll be a secret entrance right on the river. So like I said, it'll be a dungeon that's got lots of different ways in and out. Options. Give your players options to explore. Just kind of think with the whole concept of railroading, that it's not always just about the choices in the campaign, but it can even be, the literal dungeon or scenario. If it's only, nope, this is the only way you can go. You gotta go this way. Gotta do that. Can we try the river? No, you can't use the river. So, present options. And if they never find it, they never find them. If they end up going just one way, awesome. Doesn't matter. The options are there. That's what matters. Okay. This area needs a little bit of fill. I think there could be one more chamber. Back in here. Entry coming from that spot. I'm gonna give this one a bit of a different shape too. Not quite, not arched, but kind of following the line of that tunnel or that chamber hallway. That's where it's behind. What will this room be? I'm sure I will find a use, a purpose for it. Gonna add another passageway there just because. And even another one here. Actually, this one should be could go under. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with that one. So I'll change that in a second. Maybe a narrow passage. Almost like an escape tunnel. Maybe this main room down here will be like the cult leaders' private chambers. And he's got an escape plan. So I'm going to create a new sheet. I'm going to add these hallways to this new sheet. I'm not sure why my effects box doesn't show up. That's something I haven't been able to figure out. So you can't really see what I'm doing here. But I'm going to add some effects to this. To try and give it a different look. Oh, that might be too dark. There we go. Change the color. Make that brown. Do that. So I want to give it a bit of a tunneled look. That's kind of what I'm going for. Okay, so I get a little bit of brown edging there. And then I'll add a crisper black one. Just to really mark those walls. There. Now it's got a bit of a sunken look. Looks like it goes under, which is exactly what I wanted. And so for the walls, I'll use the same material, but I'll give it a thinner look there. That's actually not much different, is it? So maybe I need to add another walls layer too. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And what I'll do on this new walls layer is make them darker. So what we get is something like that. So again, just got that shading effect that shows that it's lower down. It's sitting beneath the other level here. Like that. I think I am happy with what I've got here so far. So, I don't really feel like I need to go all the way to 11 by myself here tonight, so that's where I'm going to end this shortened stream. I did hear from Ian that everything's good, so glad to hear that there. And yeah, we'll catch you next time in our summer schedule doing something or some such. I don't know. We'll find out, figure out what we do. But we've been playing games, some streaming games, try to get another game night in, I think. And the plan is to Ian, hi, bye bye. The plan is to start back with our regular streams come September, back into our Legacy of Lost Empire, which we can potentially use that the art that Mike has been working on for the new portrait, so that'll be exciting. and picking up our Sea of Souls as well. So we'll look forward to that. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your summer, and we'll see you next time when we do whatever it is we do. All right. Bye, everybody.